They thought it was just jokes until it was evidence I used to believe that if you ignored bullies long enough, they'd eventually get bored and move on. That's what teachers said. That's what adults said. Don't react. Be the bigger person. They just want attention. So I tried that for years. My name's Ryan. And from the first grade up until 8th, I was the kid everyone knew, but not in a good way. Was the easy target. The quiet one. The one who wouldn't fight back. And for a long time, that's exactly why they chose me. It started small. It always does. Back in elementary school, it was just 3 boys: Eli, Carter, and Nate. Nothing dramatic at first. Just names. Weird ones. Robot. Mute. Freak. I didn't talk much back then. I had a speech delay, and when I did speak, I'd sometimes stutter. That was enough. Kids don't need much. They just need something different. And I was different enough. By 3rd grade, they had figured out more about me. I had ADHD. I had anxiety. I took medication. And somehow, everyone knew. Not because I told them, but because the school nurse would walk into class and call my name in front of everyone. Every single day. Ryan, come get your meds. That moment became a routine. And routines are easy to weaponize. Don't forget your crazy pills, Eli would whisper. Careful, he might glitch. Carter would add. The class would laugh. The teacher would sigh. And then move on. By 4th grade, it wasn't just words. It got physical. Nothing extreme enough to make headlines. Just enough to hurt. Shove in the hallway. A backpack accidentally knocked to the ground. My glasses slapped off my face more times than I can count. Once, they stepped on them. Snapped the frame clean in half. I remember standing there, half blind, trying not to cry while they laughed. That was the moment something in me changed. I stopped trying to be liked, just tried to be invisible. Middle school made everything worse. It always does. New people. New audience. And suddenly, my bullies weren't just 3 kids anymore. They were a group. 5. Then 7. Then more. Some joined because they thought it was funny. Others joined because it was easier than being the next target. By 7th grade, it felt like the whole school had silently agreed on one thing. Ryan doesn't matter. They got creative. That's the scary part. When bullying turns into entertainment, it evolves. They take my stuff and pass it around like a game. Catch. Don't let him get it. I'd reach for my notebook, and someone would yank it away at the last second. Laughter. Always laughter. In gym class, they'd aim for me. Hard, not playful throws. Targeted ones. The kind that leave bruises. The kind that make you dread walking into the room. But the worst part wasn't the physical stuff. It was the psychological part. They learned what got a reaction. And they used it. My little brother has a developmental disability. He's the kindest person I know. They found out about him somehow. And they went straight for it. Does he even know who you are? Bet he's smarter than you. I hope he ends up like you. I remember the first time I snapped. I yelled. Loud. Angry. For once. I didn't stay quiet. And guess what happened? I got in trouble. Not them. Me. For disrupting class. That's when I realized something important. The system wasn't built to protect kids like me. It was built to keep things quiet. I reported them multiple times. So did my mom. Nothing changed. At most, they'd get a warning, a conversation, maybe a don't do that again. And then the next day, it continued. Like nothing had ever happened. By 8th grade, I stopped expecting help. That's when something else replaced it. Not anger. Not exactly. Something colder. Awareness. Started paying attention, not to what they said, but to what they did. Patterns. Habits, mistakes. C. Bullies get comfortable. They think they're untouchable. And when people feel untouchable, they get careless. It started with small things. Phones out during class. Recording without permission. Posting stuff online. Group chats. Jokes that crossed lines. Way past lines. Racist comments. Threats. Even stuff directed at other kids, not just me. At first, I ignored it. Then one day, something clicked. Not revenge. Yet. Just documentation. I didn't tell anyone. Not even my mom. I just started collecting. Screenshots. Audio. Dates. Patterns. Everything. I wasn't even sure why at first. It just felt important. Like I was finally seeing the full picture. The turning point came during a school assembly. They thought it would be funny to film me again. Surround me. Push me to react. Same routine. Different day. That this time, I didn't react. I just stood there and let them. Because for the first time I knew something they didn't. A week later, I showed everything to my mom. She didn't interrupt. Didn't react immediately. She just watched. Listened. CROLED. For a long time. Then she looked at me. And asked one question. Are you ready for this to go all the way? I nodded. I was. What happened next wasn't fast. It wasn't dramatic. It was methodical. My mum contacted the school. Formally. Not like before. This time, it wasn't just complaints. It was evidence. Documented. Organized. Clear. The school tried to handle it internally at first. Of course they did. But it was too much. Too detailed. Too undeniable. So it escalated. We requested security. Footage. Hallways. Gym. Common areas. And it matched. Everything. Every incident I recorded had a visual counterpart. Every joke had context. Every push. Every throw. Every moment they thought no one was really watching. They were wrong. Then came the part they didn't expect. Legal action. Not just against the students, but against the school. For ignoring repeated reports. For failing to act. For allowing a pattern of harassment to continue. Suddenly, everything changed. The same administration that once told me to stay calm now wanted meetings. Apologies. Resolutions. But it was too late for that. Way. Too late. The boys who had spent years laughing, they weren't laughing anymore. Parents got involved. Lawyers got involved. Statements were made. Stories changed. Excuses appeared. It was just jokes. We didn't mean it. He never said anything. That one almost made me laugh. The outcome. Not dramatic. Not explosive. But permanent. Several of them were expelled. Others faced charges: harassment, assault, even discrimination-related offenses. The school settled. Quietly. Of course they did. But here's the part no one talks about. I didn't feel victorious. Not really. I thought I would. I thought it would feel like justice. Like balance. But instead, it felt like closure. Quiet. Heavy. Real. A few months later, I transferred schools. Fresh start. New people. And for the first time in years, no one knew my name for the wrong reasons. Sometimes people ask me if I regret it, if I think I went too far, if I could go back. Would I just ignore it like everyone said? No, because ignoring it didn't stop them. It just gave them time. I didn't ruin their lives. I didn't get revenge. I just did something they never expected me to do. I paid attention. I kept records. And when the time came, I stopped being the quiet kid they could walk over and became the one who had proof. Because in the end, it wasn't my voice that changed everything. It was the evidence they never thought I'd have.